Simon Woodhouse is a chef on a mission. He's renovating an old fishing boat and has sailed it to France to learn more about French cuisine. His goal is to arrive in Paris and open the boat as a restaurant. This is the story of the floating kitchen. Simon's been in the French canals for 2 weeks now. Whilst he's been able to find French produce, he's also had to deal with locks and leaks.
I'm getting bored of this boat leaking.
And if that wasn't enough, the boat's now stuck. And things are about to get a lot tougher when he goes to a wedding and has to impress 250 guests with his cooking. Water Lily is moored at Amiens, and Simon's just discovered he can't go any further up the canal because there's not enough water.
Seems like I've come down this dead-end road and I've been encouraged to do so by the French authorities, and it's really, really frustrating at the moment.
France is currently experiencing a heat wave and the canals are drying up, and it would be impossible for a boat of Water Lily's size to sail through them safely.
The mission now is to go back that way, which I really don't want to do at all. I'm supposed to be going down under that bridge down towards Perron to go to Paris. After telling me all the way through that they could get me through, they could raise the water level and we'd be okay, have now said no, and I've got to go back out to sea. So I'm really not looking forward to that, because this is not what I'd call a seaworthy vessel, really.
And there's worse news. He's found out that a swing bridge that he came through before now doesn't work. And that means there's not enough height for Water Lily to get under. He's got to take drastic action, or else his journey ends here in Amiens, and there'll be no floating restaurant.
We came through with 3.4 metres as the top of my doghouse. I now can't get out at that height. I'm going to have to chop off my doghouse to get out.
It's a disaster. Simon has no choice but to start dismantling the boat in order to continue his journey. John, a friend who's come out to help him, is measuring how much of the doghouse will need to be chopped off. And Simon is fuming. In Littlehampton, he spent weeks building Water Lily. Now they're having to take her apart.
So I've got to cut this off. Like a mate of mine, a good chef mate of mine says when asked to cook a well-done steak, I'll do it, but I'm not happy.
After 2 hours sawing and hammering, it's all over. No more doghouse. Water Lily looks a sad sight, but they have to get under the bridge. But just as one problem is solved, another comes along to frustrate Simon and John. They're now stuck fast on the mud bank. While they've been working, the water levels have gone down because of the outgoing tide a few miles up the canal. But with help from local people who've come to watch, they managed to get free at last. Water Lily has been bloodied and bruised, but she lives to fight another day. And Simon is now heading in the wrong direction, away from his final destination, Paris. Leaving his boat worries behind, Simon has come to Epinay in the Champagne region of France. He's on a 5-day mission to discover the real essence of Champagne cooking and culture. All the world's famous names in Champagne are here, and millions of bottles are exported each year, bringing in a multi-million-pound income. Simon knows what he wants to find, and equally passionately, what he doesn't.
This, to me, is classic gilding the lily. I mean, this beautiful valley, Champagne country at its best, these beautiful trees, beautiful hill. That's Hollywood. I want the real stuff, which I think I'm going to find that way.
Hautvilliers is the birthplace of champagne. It was discovered in the 14th century by a monk called Dom Perignon. Now it's home to one of the finest restaurants in the region. It's owned by a man whose family have been growing the vines for generations. Thierry Landregun is a man who lives and breathes champagne.
He's a small independent producer. He obviously knows the culture of the wines. He obviously knows the culture surrounding the production of champagne here. So he's got to be an interesting guy to meet. He's a chef as well. So let's go and find him.
By meeting other chefs, Simon's keen to learn new and original recipes for when he opens his own floating restaurant. And Thierry not only drinks champagne, but he also cooks with it.
Yes, scallops. Preparing scallops, okay. Just poached, grilled like that in olive oil.
Right.
You know? And I have prepared some sauce with champagne to put on it to be very light and very tasty in flavor.
You're talking my language.
Okay?
Thierry is keen to show Simon his unique recipe for scallops in champagne sauce.
Big ones.
But like most French chefs, it's also obligatory for Simon to wear the correct attire.
No, I understand scallops and I understand balsamic. The champagne.
So you have a flavor between the acidity and the sugar.
Okay.
So to have acidity, we have prepared leek, just grilled in batter, and the leek is sliced very thin, very thin. And we put some cream, okay, like that. And after we put some champagne, like that, very nice. Okay. And we just drop some sauce around that because the most tasty is not to be swimming in the
You lose
plate.
the scallop, you lose the independent flavours.
Yes. And so if you want to make it very tasty, you put a little bit ginger in it, and I use a lot of paprika also, because it's tasty for the scallops.
Smells fantastic, doesn't it?
Smelling a little bit champagne.
Chef, fantastic.
With Simon keen to find out more about Thierry's love of champagne, he's been invited to the family vineyard.
This is you? Yeah, go on.
Okay. Here we are.
This is you? All of this?
So that way. Here they are.
These treasured vines have been in Thierry's family for 300 years.
So can you tell at this stage, is this a good year?
Yes, because of the number of grapes per foot.
Okay.
So we can say it's a good year.
Thierry's vineyard only produces 300 bottles a year, and it's crucial that each one of those bottles is looked after correctly. And he's got the ideal place to store them in this communal village cellar 300 metres underground.
As I come down the stairs, the temperature.
Hey, it's getting very
It's lovely.
fresh. When you know it's so warm upstairs.
Outside, yeah.
And so.
This cellar is over 200 years old and was originally a butcher's cold room.
This is the right temperature to keep champagne. Is it the right temperature to drink champagne?
Yes, exactly, because it's about 8 and 10 degrees, natural one. So it's really exceptional for the wine to be kept a long time if we want. You want to have a taste, perhaps?
Of course.
Yes,
That'd be fantastic.
Yes, because we are talking about champagne.
Finally, Simon is satisfied that he's traced Thierry's champagne to its source, but he still wants more of a taste of the regional culture.
So to experience this fabulous champagne culture of yours at its best, how do I do that?
The best way is perhaps the weddings.
Yeah.
You have to see weddings. It's big thing with champagne babbling and so music and everybody appreciate champagne, and it's a big moment.
Right. I think I have to find myself a wedding.
Okay. Fin.
The next day, Simon begins his search for a wedding. Thierry has suggested he heads to one of the small villages near Epinay. By law, weddings are always posted outside the town hall. Simon's hoping to find one with all the French razzmatazz.
It looks like I'm in luck because I've got 2 this weekend. I wonder if I'm cheeky enough to black myself into them.
He's found the address of a potential groom. Champagne may be a part of French culture, but inviting yourself to a wedding certainly isn't. But Simon's willing to give it a try.
Actually, that weddings scare the pants out of me, to be honest. Generally, to go to a French one with my lack of speaking ability in their language is a little bit daunting, but hey, if we're going to in for a penny, in for a pound, and my mate Thierry tells me this is the way to experience champagne culture at its best, so why not?
Simon?
Michael Panis is the groom, and he's agreed to meet Simon, if only for 5 minutes.
I've heard you're getting married.
Yeah, actually tomorrow.
Yeah?
It's a big day.
I'm going to be very cheeky and ask, is there any chance I can visit your wedding?
Well, sure. I mean, it's you know, it's
a very rude thing to ask.
No. But I mean, it's a great party. So the more the merrier. It's great.
Oh, fantastic.
No worries.
I can't imagine to go to a wedding without making a contribution. Can I help?
Yeah. Well, what can I think of? I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, one of the things we usually do, we've got all the food is already ready, but there's a special cake that we do for wedding, which is called a pièce montée.
Okay.
So I mean,
this is a big.
Yeah, it's a big cake, you know, with those little what they call choux.
Profiteroles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the specialties. So I don't know if you're capable of doing that, but if you are, it would be a great wedding present.
I don't know if I'm capable either. I think I need some help, but I'll give it a go.
Simon's got a huge challenge on his hands. He's never made a pièce montée before, and he hardly knows anything about them. Wedding guests, it's the stuff of nightmares. Has Simon bitten off more than he can chew? He's got just 2 days to make one of these incredible wedding cakes under the watchful supervision of a master patisserie chef.